Hi crochet friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stefania and today I'm going to be sharing some more pattern inspiration from Ravelry. As you might have seen in my last video, I'm dealing with a bit of a hand injury, so I'm unable to crochet for at least a couple more weeks. So I took some time to browse the free patterns over on Ravelry to daydream about things that I wish I could be crocheting right now. If you like this kind of video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. I make new videos every week, including check-in videos, crochet tutorials, and other craft content. With all of that out of the way, let's head on over to Ravelry and I'll show you what I found. The first category of crochet make I wish I could be working on right now is wearables. First off, we have some beautiful shawls, starting with the Lost in Time by Joanna Lindahl. This gorgeous shawl features a number of different stitch patterns, resulting in this eye-catching design. As you can see, there have been many creators that have crocheted this pattern in a wide variety of colorways. From gentle gradients to a monochrome look, to each row being a different color, there's so many ways to make this project. If I were making this shawl, I would probably use a variety of shades of green with some hints of purples and yellow. It would be a great way to use up some of my scrap yarn. Next up, we have the Birds of Paradise shawl by Suvi Giri. This is another shawl that uses a variety of stitches to create this lovely lacy look. I like how the shape wraps itself over your shoulders, almost like a mini cape. This pattern has both written and charted instructions, so you should be able to follow along no matter your preferred method. The final shawl I wish I could be working on right now is the River's Walk shawl by Tatsiana. I was initially drawn to this pattern due to the bright color work and the fun tassels on the ends. This shawl appears to have its stitches a lot closer together, so it will be a lot warmer of a wear compared to the other more lacy shawls. Moving away from shawls, let's take a look at some options for crochet tops. First off, we have the Lacy Summer Top by Wanipa Junker. As the title says, this lacy top is perfect for the summertime. I love wearing this style of crop top over a tank top. It offers a bit more coverage while still allowing a cool breeze to pass through the fabric. If I was able to work on this crochet project right now, I would probably make it in a nice teal or mint green color. Although I like the look of this beige version, I don't tend to wear that color myself. Another crop top option is this Sunshine Crop Top by Katie Tripp. I like how this one is a more tight-fitting, almost more of a bralette option. I love the bright yellow color for this make and the lovely shell stitches on the neckline. Going back to a flowy top, we have the Country Sunset Summer Top by Brianna Larapoli. I was drawn to this pattern because of its wavy vertical stripes. We typically see crocheted clothing made in horizontal stripes, so this one stands out from the crowd. This looks like such a comfy yet stylish top to wear in the warmer months. I really love the colorway shown here, but I can imagine it would also look lovely in a more monochromatic look. If I was able to crochet it right now, I would mimic the colorway shown using bold jewel tones. Now that we have some tops to wear, I thought I would look for an option for bottoms. I came across this treble twirl crochet skirt by Carmen Rezek. I love both the style and color of this skirt, and it even has pockets. By utilizing button closures, you can be sure that it will stay securely around your waist. It seems like a pretty straightforward project, but there's even a YouTube tutorial to follow along with to answer any questions. I would love to make this skirt in this gorgeous plum color, or maybe even a forest green. With a crocheted outfit, we just need a crocheted bag to go with it. One bag I would love to make when my hand heals is this Color Block Market bag by Jen Palmer. I love how this bag starts with a bold color, then changes to a more neutral white. The double crochet mesh means that this project shouldn't take too long to work up. If I was able to crochet right now, I would probably be making one in every color of the rainbow. For a more challenging pattern, I wish I could be making the Giant Shell Stitch Beach Tote by Joanne Lowe. This bag is absolutely gorgeous and is perfect for bringing to the beach. The shell stitch is thematically perfect for a beach bag, and the bright yellow color just screams summertime. If I were making this project, I would also try to find a pattern for a floppy hat so I could recreate this coordinated look. Other than making myself some new clothing and accessory items, I wish I could be practicing some new crochet techniques. While I may already know the basic stitches in these patterns, I haven't tried out the stitch combinations to create these motifs. If I was able to crochet right now, I would like to try out some of these projects. We're starting off strong with the Table Topper in 3D by Cindy Edwards. This project is quite trippy to look at. It's a mind-bending optical illusion. I've never made a doily before, so this project may be a bit challenging to start with. But there are many examples from others who have made this project, so it must be a well-written pattern. The pattern does call for thread weight yarn, which makes sense for such a delicate project. However, if I were to try to make this project, I would probably try it out first with whatever yarn I have on hand before going out and buying thinner thread and a smaller hook. Next, we have the Naya Infinity Mosaic Blanket by Tatiana. While I have made some projects with color changes before, I haven't tried such quick changes as are shown in this mosaic project. I think this would be a fun challenge, and I would love to see how this would look with different colors other than just black and white. After getting the pattern down, I would love to use it for a blanket or maybe even a purse. Another project I would love to tackle is the Moogly Crochet Alphabet by Tamara Kelly. While I've made a couple signs using color changes or surface slip stitches, I like the idea of creating individual letter appliques. These letters are definitely more visible than the ones I've made, so they would be perfect for market signage or a celebration banner. You can really use this pattern in whatever kind of project you can think of. From signs to wearables to fun decor, the only thing limiting you is your imagination. And how much yarn you have, I suppose. One stitch pattern I've been wanting to learn is the waffle stitch. The Waffle Crochet Spa Washcloth by Kate Alvis is the perfect project to practice this stitch pattern with. By making a small washcloth rather than a blanket or some other large-scale project, you can focus more on practicing the stitches and finishing the project. I have some nice cotton yarn that I've been looking for a project to use in, and I think this is a strong contender. Once my hand is healed, I may just give this pattern a try. Another pattern I would love to try out is the Stained Glass Square by Erin Sharp. It seems like a great way to use up small yarn scraps or any variegated yarn you may have on hand. I could even see these squares being combined to make a blanket, bag, cardigan, or even leaving them apart and using them as coasters. Regardless, this looks like a fun technique to learn how to add finer details on top of a crocheted piece. Another project that seems to use a similar technique is the Flower Pot Holders by Jennifer Martin. These brightly colored flowers are so fun and would look great in any kitchen. If you didn't want to make them a pot holder, I'm sure you could leave off the loop at the top and turn them into coasters or appliques instead. While I like the look of the two-toned flowers, if I were to make them, I personally would opt for the rainbow colorway. I like how in this last photo you can see what the project looks like before you add on the flower outline. Showing this stage of the process makes this pattern seem just that much more accessible. The next project I wish I could be working on is the Vortex Throw and Pillows by Lisa Gentry. I really love this spiral motif, especially where the spiral isn't centered. It adds just that extra touch of visual interest. I've been wanting to make some new pillow covers for the pillows I have in my workspace, so this is a pattern I would consider for that. While I have made projects working the round, so it's basically a spiral, I haven't made anything with the spiral being a feature of the design. These Hanging Baskets by Ashley Shoemaker are another pattern that I wish I could be practicing. I love a project that results in functional decor, and upon seeing this pattern, I immediately thought of 2 or 3 spaces where I could use them. It's a really cute idea to store yarn, but it would also be great for fruit storage or displaying finished crochet makes. The stitches seem to be pretty straightforward, even if it's not a stitch pattern I've used before. If I could crochet right now and have some wooden or metal hoops on hand, this is one of the projects I would be working on. The final category of projects I wish I could be crocheting right now is cozy makes. From cute amigurumi to fun florals, these projects are a bit more straightforward, but still worth spending the time and yarn on. First off, we have the Pig Amigurumi Crochet Along by Brianna Eves. These piggies are so adorable, I wish I had one already so I could cuddle up to it while my hand is healing. I love the cute spots on the bluish gray piggy and the way their faces are shaped. Once I'm able to crochet again, I'll definitely be making one of these little cuties. For an amigurumi that really represents how I feel not being able to crochet, we have the Screaming Opossum by Kylie Slee. I really relate to these opossums and how they're screaming into the void. I wish I could be working on all these little details, from the little pink feet to the tiny teeth. Kylie, or Complicated Knots on YouTube, has a large selection of patterns I've been wanting to try, but this possum is really screaming at me to give this one a go. Another cute amigurumi I wish I could be making right now is this amigurumi frog by Anitha Domison. I love this round little guy. Even though I've crocheted other frogs in the past, I really want to add this one to the collection. I especially love the little pink cheeks, though if I were to make one, I would probably embroider the blush on rather than glue on felt circles. Regardless, this project looks pretty quick to make and is super adorable. Moving away from amigurumi, I would love to be making the Daisy Chain Kit by Frankie Brown. Each of these little flowers has a hole in the stem, so you can string them together into a chain. This project reminds me of making daisy chain crowns as a child, and it seems like such a fun way to revisit that craft without having the flowers wilt on you after a day or two. Similarly, these Flower Fairy Vines by Claire Olivia Golden seem like such a fun project to make. I've made a couple flower vines to weave into your hair, but I love how delicate these little flowers are. I would love to make one of these vines in a rainbow of colors. This pattern follows a freeform style, so you can really customize them to look however you'd like. Last but not least, I would love to try out the Pansy pattern by Carola Wyma. If you've followed my channel, you know that I love to crochet a wide variety of plants. I've never made a pansy though, so this would be the perfect pattern to follow. I love that you can customize the flowers to fit any type of pansy. And there's even instructions on how to turn the flower into a granny square. I would love to combine this pattern with the daisy chain or fairy vine patterns to create a unique accessory. This is only a small selection of patterns I wish I could be making right now. It's a bit frustrating dealing with an injured hand and not being able to do any of my hobbies for the time being. But I'm healing well, and I know it's only a matter of time before I'll be back to crafting. If you'd like to check out any of these patterns, I've included a link to my Google Doc in the description. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. If you liked this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And if you loved the video, turn on post notifications. That way, YouTube will let you know the next time I release a video. While I'm really sad that I can't crochet right now, looking through patterns and finding some inspiration really helped to lift my spirits. Let me know in the comments down below which of these patterns was your favorite and which one you would want to make first. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!